Hi everyone, I'll join the stage today and I'm working
Stop it! I'm trying to enter my own live and it started one of my videos. Cringe! Okay, let's see. Once again, going to try to see the chat. Going to try to see the chat. Going to try to see the chat. Okay, I think I see the live. At least dove eyes I can see. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to let people come in. I'm going to do an art journal cover today, and I'm going to use one of the paper bags that came with me from Camp Break from Prague. I'm just opening it. That's what I'm going to use for the cover. So I'm just chopping it. Some of it is already a little bit torn, but I don't care. I have enough to use for the cover. Okay. Just got rid of the bottom of the paper bag, and let's see. I'm also going to get rid of this part, which is a little bit too thick. I'm not trying to go straight or anything. It doesn't matter. I have enough material here for the cover, and it would be folded into the art journal, so really don't care. And I'm going to remove the handles. Okay, let's see. This was a one volume of I think a dictionary that I turned into an art journal, and I finished it. So when I'm finishing a journal, that's the time to make a cover. So I'm just taking approximately something that will cover the journal, just not too much excess, because afterwards it will be folded inside. Okay, so I have something to work with. If you want to do something like this, or it doesn't have to be on craft paper or paper bag, any kind of large piece of paper that you want to do with me, go for it. I'm going to use first a brayer with some acrylic paint. I'm planning on making all kinds of marks and maybe some stenciling, and we'll see where it gets me. Dove eyes, I don't have a journal how I made it into a journal. I have videos of some of the pages, and basically with whatever book that you have, you just, first of all, you need ones that have, you can see signatures. Now you can't see anything because it's all with paint, but you need a book with signatures, because you need to remove some of the papers from each signature, otherwise it will bulk and a lot of the time it will come apart. And I am not not particular with how I go about it. I see how many pages there is for each signature and decide of removing. Sometimes, depending again on the thickness of the paper, I sometimes I will remove even half of the pages out of a signature. And then what I do is, again, depending on the thickness and quality of the paper, I will glue 2 pages together, sometimes 3. Again, I'm not particular. I don't have an equation that I follow each time. I feel how the paper works for me, and that's what dictates how I go about it. And that's it. That's how I turn any book to an art journal. So let's see. Hi Donna. Hi Lee. Jojo B. Daria or Darja Novak. Hello everyone. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering someone's name. For those who just came in, I'm going to do a cover for this art journal that I finished. I'm going to use this craft paper or just a paper bag that I brought with me back from Prague when I came back, and that's what I'm going to use as a cover. I'm going to use this side because I think that if something of this will peek through, then the better. Okay, now working with paper bags, if you want to make them more pliable, because that's what's great about them. They are thick, they are sturdy, and you can really work on them with all kinds of wet mediums. So, and I've already done an art journal way back just from paper bags. I'm planning to do that again, and I will do it again another video. And so all the other paper bags that came with me are going into a journal. I really liked it. It was so much fun working on it. The paper is just great. So, and a lot of time I've used whatever, if I had something on the paper, some printed stuff, a lot of time I used it. Hi, Linda. Okay, so I digress. What I started to say, if you want to make it a little bit more pliable, what you need to do is take a spray bottle with water, spray it like this, and just with your hands spread it. It absorbs almost immediately and quickly, and it's easier to work on. I'm also going to do the same thing from the other side. Now I don't care about the folds that are on the paper. It really doesn't bother me. If you do not like the folds and you want a more consistent look, either bring out the iron and iron the, the paper, or do what I'm going to do. I'm just going to scrunch it, and what it does is a little bit eliminates the straight lines, and again it will make it more pliable. Now there are all kinds of techniques of using what's it's called, all kinds of like I just forgot the name for it. Let's see, petroleum jelly, yeah. So, things like that to work into the paper, and it basically it goes into, let's say, the threads, what makes the paper, and then it's more pliable, and there are all kinds of technique of working it, and it will almost become like, feel like a leather, or I don't know, some kind of fabric, but I'm not interested in that and not interested in putting all kinds of stuff on my paper that is not water. I want it to stay like that. So here is the paper that I'm going to work on, and as you can see, it's all wrinkled. Now I'm not sure, maybe I will do something about it later, like picking some of the details of the wrinkles. Not sure about it yet. I just know that I want to start putting layers of paint on my paper. And hi Beth, and I'm going to start with white. I have here craft foam. It's easier to spread paint on craft foam and pick it up with a brayer, unless you have a gel plate and you want to use it just for spreading the paint. Now, the more you spread it, the more gentle the layering will be on your substrate. If you don't spread it here, then you will have blocks of color on your paper. I like to spread it and work slowly but surely. Up to you. And I'm using the brayer because it's fast working on a large piece of paper, and also because I'm looking for let's say a grungy look. So, and I think that's what will give me that look. So I'm not trying to cover everything. I'm just layering, and I'm going all directions. And again, that's up to you and what you like to do. You can decide that you just want one direction for brayering on your paper, or diagonally, or whatever. You pick what you like. So I'm thinking just a little bit more of the white. Spreading it again. Just in some places I want more white and less of the craft paper. I'm not trying to make it even. That's the whole point of this grungy look. And in some places where I have less and less paint, it really is picking all the wrinkles I've got on the paper. Okay, so that's the white. I'm going to add a little bit of gray just so I will have some shades in between. I don't know what to call it. And I'm spreading it also, and just, you can hardly see it, but it's here, and it's very light, and my lighting here is not great, so I don't know how much of it you can see, but there is a difference between the white and this light gray. Okay, so I've got this. I'm thinking of switching to the colors that I've picked, and I want some of this purple, and it's still, whoops, it's still closed, and I'm trying to get rid of all this old paint. So I've got this purple, and it, for God's sake, I've got purple, and I've got all kinds of light blue or turquoise or whatever. I'm just trying to get rid of all this. It really is old paint. So it's great for this kind of project. Let's see, who did I miss? Evie, hi Phyllis, Chrissa, from Greece, yay! My great grandparents are from Greece, one from Athens and one from Saloniki. Graham's Art Place. You don't see it? I see it on my screen. This is the craft paper on, to the side that I'm just putting the paint on and using the brayer. I see it in my frame, so I thought that you can also see it. That's the only thing that I'm doing, just spreading it so it will be thin. And now just playing on the craft paper until I will like the result. Last year I was in Saloniki. Oh, the food. Dolmades. Ooh. And kurabies. And spinacopita. I could live in the bakeries. I don't need anything else. I just need to be in a Greek bakery. That's it. Of course, then I will be big as a house, but some of it I do myself, like kurabies and dolmades. Let's see. Okay, I think I need more of this. I don't know what, light blue, turquoise, whatever. There is no correlation between the name on the bottle and the actual paint. That's why I'm not trying even to say what is written on the bottle. Okay. I'm trying just to read the chat. That's why I stopped for a minute. Don't want to miss anything. Fingers crossed it's working. First time it's working from the start. So I'm trying to not miss anything. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Purple. It feels very watery, but I don't care. More paint. Just layering. Layering and layering and layering. That's it. I'm trying to be, right now, I'm trying to be careful and not do any kind of a block color, solid color. I'm going in light, and maybe later on I will feel like it needs a little bit more. I'm not even waiting for the paint to dry in between. I am just getting some in between shades. which I like. Okay, not sure yet if I'm done with this. Maybe I always have this desire to uh, to cover everything. It's the painter in me that seeks to just cover everything, but I'm going to try and avoid it. Okay, so I've got this and I want to make some marks. I didn't even thought about what kind of marks, but my go-to is circles. So I'm going to bring all kinds of stuff that I always use for circles, and we'll start with that. I'm thinking doing marks with black. That's what I'm thinking. So again, I'm going to put some black here on to the side on my craft foam mat, and I'm really hoping that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm also using the brayer to spread it because it will just help me, and then I won't have puddles of paint. Okay, so just picked something and I'm going randomly and quickly. This is so much fun. I love doing this kind of stuff. Okay, finished with the circle. I'm going to use a smaller one. Let's see. I'm doing it quite randomly, not overthinking it. Don't care. Not even planning what will be in the front of my cover, what will be at the end of the cover. Really don't care. This is how you also go about making painty papers. Just have fun with it. I like overlapping the marks, going off the edges, makes it look more organic. Okay, so finished with the circles. I'm thinking of bringing out some of all kinds of stuff that I use to make marks on a gel plate or stamps. I don't know. Let's see. I didn't quite plan it all the way through. It's more of what I feel like at the exact moment. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I was supposed to be in Saloniki, but the flight got canceled because of the war, but maybe next year. Beth, what do you want me to do? I'm fine. Okay. So, let's see. Making marks. This is just a piece of foam core board that I put around it some kind of twine. And let's see what else. I have here all kinds of stamps that I made from craft foam, but I don't want to use them. I want to use stuff that anyone can find. These are just from all kinds of plastic packaging. And let's see what else. What else do I have here that anyone can? Oh, here is another plastic packaging, and I've got this trivet. No, coaster. This is a coaster. And this is from this is a foam mat that's supposed to go on shelves or in the refrigerator or whatever, and it's just cut as a circle, but this is also something that is great as a stamp. And let's see, what else do I have here? I took a piece of the same foam and just adhered it to this foamy cube. And here I've got some other stuff, all kinds of stuff that I find and just make something out of it. I'm trying to find all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Can't see the forest for the trees. Okay, we'll start with that and we'll see where it gets me. Okay, so let's try. I'm just rolling again the black paint that I still have here, and that's what I'm going to use. Isn't it great just from twine on something? No need for fancy stamps. Okay, so we've done this one, maybe this. Ooh, this is nice. I hope you see the details. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. So I'm just going to continue with this until the black paint is gone. Some is more prominent than other, depending on mostly on the wrinkles and the area here where how much paint I've got left here. Yeah, really liking it. Okay, let's see what else. Do I want white? Let's do white. I'm going to change the craft foam and the brayer because I'm not looking for gray. Let's take another craft foam. Here is another craft foam, and I will take another brayer. Okay, another brayer. And where is the white? Here it is. I'll be glad to subscribe, Beth. After we'll finish with the live, I will subscribe. Hi, Juanita. Hi, Karen. Okay, so spreading again the white, and let's pick, I don't know, whatever will be. Some dots. Once again, random. I'm just building up layers and looking for some grungy look. I'm not even sure if there will be a focal point. The only thing I knew is that I wanted a grungy look, and I knew the colors that I wanted to use. That's it. And from that I started. Okay. More white. Just putting a little bit more here. Okay, I want something else. What else can I use that will be interesting and it's household item? Let's see. Checking around. Checking around to find something interesting. Let's see. What do I have? I've got a spoon. It's not interesting enough. I've got a toothbrush. Maybe a toothbrush would, maybe? I never tried it. Let's see what it does. Okay. Some white highlights in several places. Never tried it to put a toothbrush into paint. Don't know why. I love playing with paint and all kinds of stuff. Whatever. Let's see. What else? Maybe I've got this marker. Maybe this will be interesting. You can hardly see that it's not really a circle, but never mind. I'll just go and print it. Afterwards, I'm thinking of stenciling words in the background and maybe some numbers. If you don't have a stencil with any kinds of lettering or numbers, there are, for kids crafts, there are all ready. There's already a cutout dies, or I don't know what to call it, numbers and letters, mostly with adhesive in the back for kids. So you can take it and use it as a stamp, because craft foam is really good as a stamp. I'm going to show you in a minute what I'm talking about. I just want to finish this, and yeah. Okay, so I'm going to reach for something. Let's see, where is it? I know I had it here. Okay, so sometimes craft foam letters and numbers will come in a packaging like this, okay? And sometimes they will already be out of this and in bags, and mostly for children. So these are great stamps. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm leaving it like this, and I'm going to start stenciling on top. So let's see. I've got two stencils here, one with numbers, one with all kinds of words. I still got white here, so maybe I will just use the white and add like this. I'm not trying for it to be precise. I'm not looking for it to be prominent. It's part of the details in the back. It's part of all this grungy look. So I'm really not too careful. Going wild on this piece of paper from a paper bag. Just finishing the white from the mat here, and then I'll switch probably to black. Okay, I'm finished with the white. I'm debating doing a little bit more, so I think I'll put just a little bit more of the white here, and then I'll switch to black. Acrylic paints, I'm using just acrylic paints, most of them craft paints, very cheap, and they are very old what I've got. This one is a Renaissance, just because that's what I had in my local craft store. White, I usually try white and black. I will try always to have, let's say, a more a better paint, because I use a lot of white and black. Other colors I really don't mind to buy the cheapest, no brand, no nothing, I don't care, from the cheap store. Okay, so switching to words, but I need to drink. Wait. Okay, I was parched. Yes, Juanito, but I prefer to use the fan brush to do the splattering and spraying instead of a toothbrush. As toothbrush, you need to use your finger on it, and as it is, I always waste enough paint on my hands. I don't need another thing. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Natalie. Lurk away. All good. Whoever wants to lurk, lurk. Okay, so now I need to see what do I want to use from here, because I'm not going to use everything. I'm thinking, let's see. Let's go with, I'll do happiness here. So I'm just using a masking tape to mask around it. Here we go. And let's see, what else do I want? Maybe joy. Joy for Linda. Linda, you know what I mean. Okay. And, well, I'll start with this. Now I'm thinking that I will do maybe I'm really considering doing some with white and some with black. I still have white here. Maybe I will start with joy. Again, I'm spreading it around randomly, and I'm doing it this one with white. Okay. So much fun. Letting go. No overthinking. Especially at this late hour at my end. Yes. Okay. Now I'm switching to black, so I'm just gonna bring the other mat. It would be easier. Okay, so happiness. Let's go here. Again, I'm spreading it. I'm not overthinking, and I don't care if it's not perfect, especially that I have wrinkles underneath. It's all part of the grunginess of this background cover, whatever you want to call it, because I'm going to use it as a cover for my journal, but it can also be like any other painty paper that we use. It can be a background to an art journal page. You can tear it. You can mix. You can punch it, make stripes, whatever. Use it as any kind of masterboard that you can take out and do all kinds of stuff with. I'm really liking what's going on here, and I'm thinking now I want some maybe fun will be good, and it's, or maybe smile. I like that the smile is big, so well, I'll start with the fun, and We'll see. Okay, masking. What will be backwards? The words? I don't think so. And it doesn't matter, it's part of the background, if that's what you're referring to. And who did I miss? Everyone that came in, hello, hello. And I hope I haven't missed anyone. Of course it can be a washi tape. And it's easy. Any kind of paper can be a washi tape. First of all, if you have double-sided adhesive, you just put it on the other side of the paper and cut it to size, and you have a washi tape. Also, there is another way to go about it. You can take masking tape on a piece of plastic, whatever it is. This is just a page protector. You can start layering strips like this. Do whatever you want on top of them, like I've done here on. You just put them next to each other. Do whatever you want, whatever technique you want, and then you peel it off and you have washi tape. And the great thing is, with masking tape, that you have you have it with all kinds of widths. Like you can have it like this, and if you have time and you're really into it, into washi tape, then you can even not cut it like this. You can each time take a piece, do whatever you want, continue, and just roll it in again. And with double-sided adhesive tape, you just put it on the back of the painted paper. Let's take some kind of painted paper. Let's see. Here is a piece of painted paper. I'm taking the larger one just so you can see. I'm putting it like this. And just cutting like so. For all intent and purposes, this is now a washi tape. When you want to use it, you just peel the other side, and that's it. Very easy. And we didn't even need another video just for that. Okay, so we are going with fun. I'm thinking I'm going to stencil the fun like this, because it's fun. Okay. Starting to take shape. What else? I'm just checking the chat. No, I don't do not on pillows. I've done tote bags, and mostly because I don't sell. I'm doing things for me, and I don't need pillows, and I've lost my passion for fabric a long time ago. I don't sew anymore, and if anyone will ever tell me that I need to do another Gone with the Wind dress with the crinoline, I will start screaming. They will have to put me in the loony bin. So I've stopped sewing. My sewing machine is down here by me. It's more like what it's called. It's holding my light fixture, so it won't topple over because I've got a really big lamp here. So the sewing machine is more like a paperweight than anything else. And I have got tons of fabric and tons of laces, and because I used to do all kinds of period dresses, so all the laces and brocade and whatever. Can't see it, can't do it, don't want to. Even if I just need to fix something, I'm sending it to a seamstress here. I don't want to do anything that is connected to fabric. Sometimes I use fabric as a cover to my journals, but that's it. And usually I take the fabric and I glue on top of it some paper napkins. That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with fabric nowadays. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that I really like this and it's great, and now I'm going to cover my journal, and after it's covered I will see if I want to make a focal point or whatever. So here is the journal. I just need to make sure this is the start, and basically it's going like this, and all the people that are ancient like me know how to do a cover, because that's what we used to do before school started each year. We covered all the books and all the notebooks, and I'm going to go about it very quickly. I don't care. The best thing about it is, first of all, this is a dictionary. It's old. I didn't care. It was either make it into an art journal or it would have gone to be an egg carton. So I really don't care. I can do whatever I want with it. And second, whenever I start a journal in a book, I leave the first page clear, because I'm going to fold it and then this will adhere on top of it. So I don't need to be precise or anything. I can just go about it very quickly. Okay, so this is probably what I'm going to do, like this. I'm going to start with this section. I'm probably a little bit off camera, out of frame, I don't know, but I'm not doing anything special. And I'm going to put some clip on it so it will stay in place. Just folding, and I'm pushing it so I know everything is tucked in. I'm not going to put glue all over. I don't care. It's just a cover. If you really want it adhered, go for it. I'm not doing it. Sorry. go. Okay, so scissors. Oh, no. I'm glad to hear it, Phyllis. It's not just me. I'm just, there is going to be a flip through. I didn't know if it will be today or in another video. It depends how long I can last. And there is another journal that I need to do a flip through. We'll see. First, I'm going with finishing this, and then we'll see. I'm cutting it here where the page is ending, or the cover ending, and I'm just tucking it here. I'm really going about it quick because it really doesn't matter, at least to me. I'm sorry for anyone who really likes symmetry and very crisp straight lines. It also helps that I wanted a grungy look, so I could also have used a glue gun, but I didn't turn it on, and I have too much things already connected to, I don't know what to call it. I don't know the name in English. When you have several outlets for electricity. They are all occupied right now, so no glue gun right now, just this. This is silicone glue, and the only international brand that I know is Yoo-Hoo. And let's see if I have, it comes like this. This is the only international brand that I know of silicone glue. Some people told me that the clear Eileen Techie glue is also silicone glue. I don't know, we don't have it here. Also maybe Fabri-Tac, again, don't have it here. I don't know, so I can't tell you if it is silicone glue or not. And my silicone glue is just from the cheap store. So there you have it. What I like about it, it's strong and it's quick, but not too quick like a glue gun. So there is still time to move things around, but I don't have to wait for it forever like white glue. So that's why I'm using it. PowerPoint or PowerBoard. Okay. I hope I will remember it. Sometimes it seems like I can't retain new words. PowerBoard. Okay, closing just to help everything stay in place. Now these two pieces that are left, depending how you want to go about it, you can either just cut it with the scissors, or if you have patience, then you can try and tuck it inside where the spine is. I don't know if you can see it, but here between this and the spine you can try and tuck it in. And if you try it, just shorten it a little bit so it won't give you a lot of trouble getting inside. Oopsie, not enough room. I'm trying to tuck it. Good enough. Next, cutting it short, and I've just made it into a triangle or an arrow for that matter, and it's easier to tuck inside. Here we go. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that I really like all this grunginess, and I'm contemplating two things. Either stencil the big word here, smile, here, because this is the front, and I want something that will distinguish from the front from the back, or going really out of out of the reservation, as you say, and go in contrast and put something like this. This is drawings that I made of a magnolia and just printed. This is on white paper, this is on dictionary paper. This just doesn't go here, I can already see it. It's too busy with the dictionary in the back, but something like this can be a really good contrast, or even maybe something like that. And I still need to cut here and here and here. Let's do it and see if it works. If not, I will pick something else. I also know I think I had more drawings, but not sure where I put them. And I think they are all on dictionary paper. Each time I make some drawing like this, I'm scanning it to my computer, and then I'm putting in the printer tray also dictionary pages and sometimes a map, because it's interesting to see the drawing on top of something like that and not just white paper. Okay, one more here. Let's see. I really like the contrast, the grungy and this drawing, which was like this when I made it, but I don't care. I think I'm going like this. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so some glue in the back. Now I'm going to use this glue, this B7000. It's like the E6000, and it's not that it's needed. It's really strong glue, but I'm using it just because it has a fine nozzle and it makes my life easier. Because you really don't need a strong glue for just printer paper. But this is easier for all the little details. I'm thinking of going on top of all of this either with white glue or with, I have water-based varnish. I think it will make it look more finished, a more finished look for this grungy cover. Okay, now I need to flip it very. Okay. Almost, almost, no. Okay, made it. Now I'm not going to do the varnish now because then everything will be wet here. And I'm gonna go on and do the flip through. I'm just going to put some of this stuff away because I don't have enough room. As usual, everything is just piling up until I don't have anywhere to put stuff. So let's get rid of some of the things. Okay. So we've got this one, and I've got another journal that you've seen me make. It was from all the 12 by 12 papers that I didn't like. So that's another one. I didn't do any video for this cover because the cover is just from a bought paper bag that I liked in the store. I liked the cover and that's it. I didn't do anything. I just used the paper to make a cover. So, well, let's start with this one. As I said, this was made from 12 by 12. I've cut them to this size that I liked, and I used the leftover from the 12 by 12 to make all kinds of, sometimes pockets and sometimes all kinds of added, let's say, I've done bookmarks and tags and all kinds of stuff. And sometimes I used it and sometimes not. I'm going to go through, and here I've got like 3 layers because something didn't work and I kept adding until I was satisfied. And it's mostly scrap paper in the back and using a stencil with spray here and then just pushing the other half on top, and that's how you get these two markings on the pages. And when in doubt, stick a butterfly. There is a video for this one. It just using, this is one of my stencils that I made of broken glass. It's okay to be broken and I'm okay. So here is, I don't know if you can see, but here was a pocket from the leftover 12 by 12 that I've cut, and I stuck all kinds of stuff in it. And sometimes I've used what I had in the pocket to make the page, sometimes I didn't, sometimes it moved to another page. That was the whole purpose. I just used everything that I had. Excuse me for a minute. Parched. I'm checking the chat. Okay. And I used all kinds of stuff that was laying around for ages and just put in each pocket and then utilized it wherever I could. I think here I just smeared some gelatos and I had these circles that I made with a circle gel plate, and then I put the the feathers that I cut from a folio that I just bought from the cheap store because it had lots of these feathers, and I just cut them all from that. All kinds of stuff that was laying around got here on this page. Let's see. Mostly paper scraps in the back and using white gesso to blur in between, and just smeared some paint, and I did this freehand at the flowers. This has a video so you can check it out. Just a sponge in the back, smearing some paint with a brush, some stamp, and these are just fake flowers. More scraps. Here is a tag that was made from a leftover piece of the 12 by 12. More scraps and more scraps, and here you can see the pocket that was here, and the pocket is made from, again, the leftover from the 12 by 12. This has a video. More scraps, all kinds of stuff that was laying around that needed a home. Something is stuck here. Ooh, oh dear. Oh dear. Someone didn't wait enough time for everything to dry. Oh boy. Okay, I'm not attempting it now. You can just pick at it. Scraps of paper, lots of watery stuff in the back, and making marks and then stenciling. Don't know what happened. I think this one also has a video, not sure. Basically stenciling. This has a video. I just had this piece that I cut from another paper bag that, and just made the home for it. This was the start, this piece that I cut and waited for something to be done. And I had a stencil with this peacock feathers, and this is just a part of a paper napkin, and that's it. That's the whole journal. And the cover, as I said, again from just another paper gift bag. Okay, moving on to the dictionary. I need to glue this. Here we go. I started it so long ago, so I don't really remember which what did I do, and if it's on video I will try. I think this one I just played with some stencils. I had leftover modeling paste, and I just cleaned the stencil and the modeling paste on this page, and that's what started the background. So all of this is just modeling paste through a stencil, and I just made these branches by hand, nothing to it. leftover paper napkins, stamping, and don't really remember what's going on here. Long time. What did I do here? I don't remember. I see some stamps and making marks. This is a stencil, one of my stencils that I made, and some butterflies. I really don't remember. I do remember I had fun. That I remember. Maybe this one has a video. Not sure. These are some of the birds that I've done from paper scraps. I have a video for this. I think it's called wow, forgot the name. I'll remember, and I'll put, maybe if I will remember, I will put a link below. The ribbon is glued underneath the paper, yes. Before if I want a closure with the ribbon, I will put the ribbon first and then I will put the paper. Here we go, quilted birds. I think it's called something like that, quilted effect or quilted birds, something like that. So if you want to check it in my channel, you can try and just do a search by quilt or something like that. Lots of leftover paper napkins in the back, stamping, leftovers, just had fun. Leftover paint smeared all over, and all this is stenciled. Paper napkins in the back with acrylic paint on top, some stenciling, all this little details stenciling, and the image is a stencil by Stamperia. More leftover paper napkins in the back and some stenciling. What have I done here? There I see some pieces of paper napkins in the back, a paper doily that I painted and also cut, made some kind of like a mandala, and the dragonfly was made with, I had a gold acrylic paint that was so dry that it was almost like paste. So that's what I've done. I just used it with a stencil here, and it was like paste. Smeared some paint around this image and then stenciled and used markers to do all kinds of detailing for the leaves. For God's sake, I don't remember what I've done here. This is a part of a paper napkin. This is a paper napkin. This came from some packaging and I liked it, so I saved it. This is part of a paper napkin. All this is, all the dots is with nail polish, and I see some stamping here. Basically, I think I just smeared some paint in the back and then added all the details. This has a video. Basically, it's just gesso resist. You stencil with gesso, and whatever comes on top, if it sprays or acrylic paint, it creates some kind of a resist, and that's what's in the back. The circles are, again, just making marks, and the flowers are stenciled. Leftover paper that I just cut to all kinds of rectangles, and some splattering and stamping. Oh, these two pieces were all kinds of experiments, and they laid in some box, and I was organizing for the millionth time, and I wanted to find them at home, and I just smeared with a palette knife modeling paste on the pages. That's why it looks this grungy. And then I took an ink pad like this, doesn't matter if it's a distress ink or any kind of ink pad, and went over it so it picked some of the detail in the back and got this grungy look, or like peeling wall, or don't know what to call it, like plaster on a wall. Yeah, that's what what I was looking for. So that's it. That's what I've done, because these were experiments. I think I've done them like 5 or 6 years ago. Leftovers, and more leftovers. This was leftovers from some coloring book. This was I cut it from a 12 by 12 and created some kind of a stencil, and this is the inside, so I just went over it with black marker and it became the focal point. And here I just smeared leftover paint that corresponded with the colors I have here, and just done that, and that's it. Just had fun with it. Some painty paper in the back. I think it was with a gel plate, and I stenciled this image, and the leaves I've done by hand. I think there is a video for this, or at least for the technique. It's you are taking 2 pages. It doesn't matter what paper. You put a stencil, you spray it, and then you put another stencil on top of it. So that's the stencil, or not the stencil, the paper that comes on top. So it's the reverse image. I've glued it here and just stenciled all this. This is another dictionary page that I spilled some spray paint, and that's what made the painting paper. That's it, and nothing to it, and all kinds of stuff that I gathered. I think this one has a video, I'm not sure. Just picked 3 colors, smeared them in all kinds of stains, whatever, and stenciled this and made the fairies are from a stencil. The wings I made on tracing paper because it's translucent, and the coloring on top of it is with nail polish. Let's see what's going on in the chat, because I see a question mark. How do you hide your original page? Which original page of that book, the dictionary? If I want to disguise it, I will just do some collaging on top. If I don't want to hide it, I will do something that will be translucent or partly translucent, because I like that I have details in the back that are peeking through. Like if you can see here, some of the text is peeking through. Sometimes I like it, like I'm doing intentionally paint, like spray paint on a dictionary page, so it will peek through. And sometimes I don't, so I'm taking some painting paper that I have and I'm gluing on top of it, or I will take lots of papers and do some collaging in the back. I hope I answered that question. Here are a lot of torn paper from all kinds of painting paper. These are leftovers, so a lot of torn paper in the back, and it hides some of what's in the back. This is stenciled. This is an image from an old encyclopedia for kids, very old. Even when I was a kid, this was old, but I like the image, so I took it out and finally found something for it. And this is just a paper napkin. That's it. I haven't done anything here. This is paper napkin and an image that I took from an old illustrated encyclopedia. These two have a video, and let's see, these two also have a video, or these two have and these two don't, but I've done the same thing, so you can see how I've done it because a lot of people asked me about it. Again, an image that was cut from an old illustrated encyclopedia. Some of the text is showing. I just sprayed and stenciled on the back, and this is just some torn paper from one of my painting papers that I've done on a gel plate. What did I do here? There is a paper napkin in the back, and I think I went with some white acrylic paint, diluted white acrylic paint, to disguise some of the details and bring the butterflies more to be more in the foreground. And then I stenciled these leaves all around. Here is another page that I didn't disguise, didn't do anything. You can see all the text in the back. And here is another one of my drawings that was printed on a dictionary page. So you've got a Hebrew text in the back, English text from a dictionary on the focal point. Another one of my drawings, and again, I think here I smeared either chalk pastels with baby wipes, or maybe it was gelatos, I don't remember. Again, all the Hebrew text is showing through. Some stamping and splattering. This is most recent, I think it was last week, with just this image that was printed, I think, from the Graphic Fairy website, and ink in the back, making marks with a ruler and just round things. Some painting papers in the back, some stenciling, and all kinds of leftovers, and a painting paper in the back, gel. I think it was one of the gel printing we've done on one of the live streams. This on top of it, parts of a paper napkin. Linda, you recognize the paper napkin, and some butterflies, and I also stenciled a little bit here. And this is it. So that's the end. And again, some glue here that will just close everything. If I wanted a ribbon, now I would have to put the ribbon here and then glue this to the back. So this is it, like this, all tucked in. And let's see, I think I have some of, where did I put it? I thought I would do now the varnish, water-based varnish, not regular varnish. I hate regular varnish and the smell of it. Where did I put the regular varnish? The water-based one. Don't know. Okay, we'll be done. in another time when I will find it. Let's see. Okay, any more questions for me? Because I think I'm done. I would have done the varnish if I could find it, but in terms of making the cover, I'm finished. I really like it as it is. Don't want to add anything to it. I'm thinking that I'm going to make more painty papers like that. I had so much fun smearing and the paint with the brayer and just stenciling and making marks. Okay, I don't see any questions for me. I hope the chat didn't just stop now that it's the end. Hi, Mary. Yeah, I know what you mean, Linda. I love paper. It's so fun to just touch it. I love paper bags. Paper bags are the best. This is a silicone mat for baking, and it's great for so many things. Here it is. It's for dough making on top, but I'm using, first of all, the first time I bought this, it was to try and see if I can use it to make, I didn't have a gel plate and I thought maybe this would be a good substitute, and it turned out that it is. Of course, it's not the exact result of a gel plate, but it was good enough for monoprinting. So if you still don't have a gel plate, you can use silicone mat. And if you can, if you can get your hands on foam, craft foam and put it underneath, it would be even better. Another thing that you can do is take, let's see, a towel, but a thin one, like ones that you use for the kitchen, and put underneath, then it would be even better to use because there is a give for it. So that's why I first bought the silicone mat and worked on it to make a monoprinting. But and after I had the gel plate, I'm just using it a lot to do all kinds of painty paper on top. It's really easy to clean and it's cheap. I can find it at the cheap store. You can find it also on AliExpress, Temu, Amazon. It's not an expensive material and it really cleans very easily. So it's a good mat to use. And they come in all kinds of sizes and all kinds of colors. I'm just reading what's going on in the chat. Hi to everyone. Although this is the end of today live, I'm just I just don't want to miss anything in the chat, so Okay. Uh, okay, so I hope that I've seen everything, that I'm not missing anything from the chat. Thank you all for coming in. It's really great to do it like this, and especially today that the chat worked and I didn't have to struggle with it. And it's great to have some feedback and questions in real time instead of sitting here and feeling like I'm talking to myself. So this is it for now. Thank you for coming. I'm going to sleep. It's almost 1 a.m. here. Really, really thank you for coming in. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.